of something big happens and it blows up and we get the news, and then it subsides. So the American public also reacts that way. We think that way. It's excitement down, excitement down. It's like living on a roller coaster.
Well, and the other issue is the Democrats successfully changed the topic from anti-terrorism and national security
to gun control.
Again, and I predicted that here on the show, if you remember. But it's got to be more than gun control. Of course, they were trying to get a bill.
4 bills, and we talked about that last week, and we said to call, and they were defeated.
There are other bills that are going to go before. Now, the big thing out of Congress today when it comes to gun control is the Democrats in the House of Representatives are holding a sit-in as we speak.
They're actually sitting on the floor.
On the floor of the House, saying that no bill, no break is what they're talking about. And I want to say to them, I think that they owe me some credit. Not because of the bill there, but because, and this is what infuriates me about the whole problem, is they're going to have a sit-in. Where were the sit-ins with the VA healthcare crisis, with the fact that people could not get onto the exchange to purchase their mandated health care once it was mandated of them, the fact that we don't have a budget, the fact that we have cut military spending and not at the expense of the safety of our military personnel, go on and on and on. Where were they then? And that's my question.
And yeah, my question too. But of course, we know. You said it last hour. Congress doesn't have the time.
Well, I will say this right now, and I will stand with them in solidarity on this one point. Not no bill, no break. No break until the job is done.
Right.
No break until the job is done. So do not go home for the July 4th recess until you have finished your job.
Amen. Because we pay you. We'll be back. 571-2428.
WFIA, The Spirit.
Imagine a vacation specifically designed for your spiritual growth and enrichment, along with 5-star accommodations. Join us this fall on a 15-day all-inclusive Mediterranean cruise with Pastor Alistair Begg and visit thrilling stops in Naples, Jerusalem, Rome, and more. It's the Footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise. Come and experience sites like the Sistine Chapel, the historic Western Wall in Jerusalem, and the beauty of the Isle of Santorini, all during one trip with like-minded travelers. Register today to sail the pristine Mediterranean waters in luxurious accommodations and follow in the footsteps of the apostles to Athens and Ephesus. With special guests and resident teaching Pastor Alistair Begg, this cruise is sure to be inspiring and refreshing. The Footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise is happening September 22nd to October 9th. To register, visit footstepsoftheapostles.com. That's footstepsoftheapostles.com.
Home equity loans are the perfect way to make any home improvement project come to life. Rates are low, and the interest is often tax deductible. For a limited time, Class Act Credit Union is offering 0 closing costs on any home equity loan. Choose the flexibility of a home equity line of credit, or the certainty of a fixed-rate second mortgage, or both, and pay no closing costs. Rates have never been lower. Call Class Act today at 964-7575. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 403005.
Reality shows. They are the rage today. Flip through the channels on Primetime Tonight and you'll find them everywhere. What's the attraction? They're live, they're real, and you just don't know what might happen next. Hope in the Night with June Hunt is a reality show too. Live, real, with unexpected twists and turns in the stories of real people facing real problems. June unravels the initial story and reveals the hidden mysteries of causes and characteristics of the real problems facing her callers. But unlike other reality shows, Hope in the Night provides biblical hope and practical help. Why should you listen? Because when the people who call in to Hope in the Night share their stories, they are often your stories, or the stories of people you care about.
Join June Hunt for Hope in the Night, tonight at midnight on WFIA The Spirit.
This is Hugh Hewitt for the townhall.com Weekend Journal. In a fast-paced world, you want more than just facts. You want insight on the news that's shaping the world around you. Get it from Bill Bennett, Mike Gallagher, Dennis Prager, Michael Medved, and me. I'm your host each week on the townhall.com Weekend Journal. Give us an hour. We'll give you all the week's events from a perspective you can trust.
Stay informed with Town Hall Weekend Journal. Saturday evenings at 8 and Sunday afternoons at 4 on AM 900 WFIA, The Spirit. You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Hillary Clinton may be the most corrupt person ever to seek the presidency of the United States.
And he got a lot of applause from that one, a lot of applause. And, you know, I don't know. He had some really credible facts to back what he said up. Well, and I know that does not fare well with, you know, the people who are like the Clintons, who are, you know, right now are on board with her to vote for them. But there's a lot of facts behind it, Garrett.
Well, and the other issue was that this was a speech that had been delayed. He was supposed to give this speech. He chose not to, which I think was very smart following the attacks. Yeah. The other issue was a lot of people are comparing the two speeches, and here's the thing. Hillary Clinton's speech was billed as a policy speech on economic policy in Columbus, Ohio, in a battleground state. She did very little policy speaking and a lot of attacking. So her policy speech was very political. That's an issue for me. Donald Trump's speech was always billed as a political speech. This was about Hillary Clinton's past indiscretions and past statements and actions that she has made. So you cannot compare the two. This was not a policy speech by Donald Trump. This was a compare and contrast between himself and Hillary Clinton and Hillary Clinton's statements. So, you know, these attacks that are coming out, I got one email from a listener who said, you know, I don't understand why this was all attack. Well, this was meant to be a compare and contrast. It was a compare and contrast from the beginning. So the comparison between the two is pretty invalid. You can't really compare them.
Well, you know, I had said I wanted to talk about the immigration issue. And it's concerning for me because I'm not sure Hillary has any kind of immigration reform in mind. It doesn't sound like she has anything that I feel is going to protect the American people. Some of her comments have been somewhat lax, without substance, to me anyway. And I feel like, okay, so are we going to continue to put Americans in harm's way because we don't want to vet? We're just going to let immigrants continue to pour in, not only through the borders that are not being manned sufficiently because our government really doesn't have anything in place for them to do that, or and even through our airlines, just walking in by the droves. And it's a lot that we should be concerned with, especially in light of Orlando.
Well, on the issue of Orlando brought up the Orlando issue should have been focused on national security and terrorism, and like we said before, it was quickly moved toward gun control. So that issue, was never discussed, and that's a huge problem.
And I'm sorry, can I just inject here, because I'm so incited by what the Loretta Lynch came out and did. I mean, to come out and say we're going to have an edited version. And then, of course, thank goodness, Ryan said, he called for, a non-edited version. But they still took a transcript and instead of putting Allah in it, put God. Now, why would our government allow such?
Well, the transcript does say in Arabic onto Allah, the side of it.
But they say God.
Which in Arabic is God. And that's why when it says translated from Arabic, that's why they did it. I'm not upset about at all. Honestly, that doesn't bother me at all in the sense that it quotes
edited portion
bother